Playing pretty even for Leanne, really.
4 strikes on 25, 5 on 26.
Opens with a big shot. You mentioned how close these two players were. It came right down to the 10th frame, the last shot. Wendy needed a double to stay in first place. She struck on her first shot and struck on her second. They say it wasn't the best shot, but it worked, and it got her here to the top seed position.
She knows how to knock them down.
Ooh. Tough opening shot for Wendy.
She left the split in the first frame. That's the best place. You're going to have an open, have it early, get it out of the way, get the jitters going. You know, one game this week, she had 80 in the 5th and finished the game off and shot 230.
So she went all the way off the sheet.
Yes, struck from the 6th through the 3 and the 10th. So she knows how to strike them up. She will not let one frame bother her.
Mac keeps coming back. That'd be Wendy Macpherson Papanos, where she qualified in each of the tournaments this year and where she finished. 2 firsts you see in there.
You know, Terre Haute coming down the stretch, she shot 115 with 2 games left to play to blow herself out of the show, or she'd have made all 6 shows.
That is amazing. Right now, she's having a little difficulty out here on lanes 25 and 26 at Maplewood. Coming high with both shots.
Wouldn't surprise me to see her move it deeper, a little deeper left with her feet. Get her feet a little farther left and open the shot up and allow it to hook.
If you're wondering if 5 shows in a row is a record, it is not. 6 in a row by these 3 ladies, Lisa Wagner, Nikki G. Nelius, and Carol Giannotti. Good work by our stat people.
You just keep feeding us that information. We love it.
Dorn Ballard and Lisa Cercioni.
This shot here could loosen up her swing even more, and she looks pretty loose out there. She shoots through the 3 and the 10ths. Now this is 4 in a row, and here she goes. So she can take a commanding lead here early in this match. That was a loose swing roll right there, Jan. You know the feeling. You know what I'm talking about. And you get that real loose shoulder and the loose hand, and it gets off the bottom real clean with that nice roll right back to the pocket.
Well, she has to be pretty confident right now. She, as you said earlier, she is the player who has the best carry right now.
Yeah, she defeated the Wendy twice, 252 to 231, and then 278 to 245 games. So. Well, 10-10 was there again. It was a shot. She come around a little early. See her make that little gesture with her hand off the top of the ball. When your hand turns early, it gets off the top. Then you drop, you don't get the good heavy roll instead of stand down underneath and behind the ball.
Leanne's a player who doesn't really like short swings, she said. This is just a 3-week swing here. She feels like she needs to gain momentum, and right now she thinks she's just starting to, and we're going to break for 3 weeks. But
drilled up a couple new bowling balls. She's getting real confident, a lot of confidence with these 2 balls that she drilled this week, so that's something that happens each week, isn't it?
Good look at Jeremy Sonnenfeld and his fiancée, Jordan Leisure. Oh, did she find out she was on camera there?
I think she did, yes. Little stage right there.
It's nice that he's out here. What? Just amazing. A 900, I just...
Unbelievable. And he's such a nice young man, I'll tell you. He works a lot with Kevin Dornberger, his coach, back home, and mental game, equipment. He plays anywhere from the first board all the way into the 6th arrow. He's an accomplished player for being so young.
Just 20 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
He has a career ahead of him. Isn't it smart, though? You know, and this week going to the shopping mall, getting something for my wife for the anniversary, I saw a thing that says, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. I thought that was clever by Derek Bach. That was a clever statement we saw in one of the stores there. And this young man knows education is the foremost thing in his mind. Let's get that first. We'll worry about throwing strikes later.
He's going to continue bowling throughout his college career. There's a lot of scholarship money out there, Fred. I know you at your center have the American Scholarship Tournament going on. It just started this past Saturday.
Exactly. The great Dick Weber's there to throw out the first shot, and Parker Bone and Petey Weber. And it's for young people. We're going to give away nearly $100,000 of scholarship funds.
Okay, Wendy's been high 3 shots in a row. Seems she made an adjustment there. And now coming light. It looks like the same thing we saw all the players, except Leanne, really, go through when they first came out onto the lane.
And Leanne's down in a little bit lower. She risks a little bit more. She can get it out, and that's why her nickname is the Boomer. She can boom it back to the pocket. That looks like the shot of the day.
Well, she's going to cover her spares and hang in, keep making adjustments, try to find something.
There's a lot of frames left. We've seen funny things happen in our sport. All of a sudden, Leanne throws a bad one. We hope she don't. We don't want to throw that black cloud over her, but there's a lot of frames left yet.
90 and 91 Player of the Year. Wendy was Player and Bowler of the Year in 96. Are both these ladies familiar with having great years?
Won the Robbie's Award in 1990. Look at this ball roll. Watch this ball. Arc out to the right. Now see, she can get it back. The other players are having a hard time getting it to turn the corner. She gets it back and carries those off the wall.
32-pin lead right now for Leanne Barrette through 4 frames. And Fred, this is one of the times when we can't say that, hey, you know, it doesn't matter how you release the ball, because right now it's important. Leanne is be able to create area and create carry that the other players can't.
She's got her wrist in a strong position at the bottom. Real strong, tough position. And when you do that, that hangs the fingers in the ball longer.
Oh!
What a shot that was.
That's the slowest I've seen a rack come down all week here.
Watch this now. Watch this swing. She creeps up on him. She got soft speed. Watch this wrist action. See that wrist just snap all the way through.
Yeah, watch the
Stays right down on the shot. Watch that one thing come off the wall tip and then twirls and knocks that nasty little 9.
Guess again that missed you.
For a big double.
That was a huge strike there with her already lead of 22. Puts her up 32 pins. And now we've even increased that lead now.
Right, she's up 43 pins.
Yeah. She's got to be feeling pretty good about herself right at this moment. We can't say enough good things about Wendy, though. Her attitude as a champion, the way she carries herself, the way she treats people. I'll tell you, she is a smart player. She watches a lot of other people's ball roll, makes adjustments before she even gets up. If she's going to bowl on another pair, sometimes she'll sneak over and watch a player that she knows and watches their ball roll and see if they need an adjustment. She'll make an adjustment before she throws her first frame sometimes.
Right, she'll glance over if she sees the player was lined up on the pair they're coming off of, and the pair she's going to, they left a washout. She's going to move off that. Well, she's really, right now, finding her way to the pocket, and we've seen this, as I mentioned. Now she's going to have to find a way to carry. I just don't know if she's going to have time.
This young lady threw her first sanctioned 300 game when she was 14 years old.
Amazing. Oh, oh, an error there. Well, will Leanne Barrette hang on? She's got a commanding lead. Stay with us. Leanne Barrette right now up in the 6th frame. Has a commanding lead. And just continues to strike.
Flipping those 4s, circling the ball to the pocket. This looks like it's her tournament to win. It's this I hear when you lead the WIBC all time, 765, 90,000 bowlers. You shot 765.
For singles, and that is leading. But now that'll tell you exactly what a 900 is.
Well, yeah, take 135 pins off. Isn't that unbelievable? Can you imagine that?
Oh, but that's him that pissed.
A 4-pin, but really right now Leanne just wants to keep hitting the pocket, filling her frames.
9s are strikes. Make the spares. Those 1-pin spares are real easy. But you know what happens? If you notice today, we had a couple of 1-pin spare misses. When your ball reaction is missing the pocket, then you start getting confused on how much your ball's hooking. Pretty soon you miss a spare here or there.
And that appears to be what's been happening out there. Gail Ramsey, that's our tournament director's wife. Happy 50th birthday. June 2nd is her 50th birthday. She handles our Adopt-A-Pro program for the Players Association. She's out here most weeks, also sometimes sells souvenirs for the Ladies Pro Bowlers Tour. Boy, you know, Wendy talked about how last night how all of her moves are right, guesses are right. Adopt-A-Pro, if you're interested, call 817-529-6272.
A right, box 34, Bayers, Texas 76357.
We appreciate your support. It goes to help the Ladies Pro Bowlers Tour Players Association. As I was saying, Wendy was saying all of her choices have been right, or guesses are right, or ball choices are right, or adjustments have been good. If they weren't, it only takes about 2 frames. Tonight, all that seems to be going away for her this one game.
Yeah, well, you know, anything can happen in one game. I'm sure she's not going to allow it to bother her. She's made all these shows. She's having a very successful run. She'll just put it behind her and go on her business. Ooh, there's a little love tap on that 10.
You know, it's so hard, though. I mean, to bowl so good all week. And you come out here, and I know it's hard for people to understand at home. Here's a good look. Look how good she did bowl. 3, 5, 3, 2, 2, 1. Those are her positions throughout the week by round. And people view this telecast and say, you know, how could she have bowled all that? But they don't often understand how much different the condition is out there right now.
Exactly. You said a mouthful right there, Jen. When the condition changes, and that will happen under the lights. The lights, a lot of times, what it does, it flattens the oil out. Oil has air bubbles in them, but when we put hot lights on them, it pops the air bubbles and flattens the oil out like the Dead Sea. And therefore, we get a little different condition on television than they played on all week long. You know what we'd like to say, Jen, when I interrupted you there rudely a second ago, is the people out there, the audience that are listening, come out and bowl in the Pro-Ams. You can get a lot of good information from our pros. They don't mind giving instruction during the Pro-Am. They're there for you to help you. And obviously, they want to bowl good, but they want to help you with your game. So sign up for those Pro-Ams and come out and play with these great players.
Yeah, we have a great time. That's one of the greatest parts about being on tour, is getting to meet so many different people as you travel around the country. And that's really when you have a chance to talk to them.
We are a number of titles as of... We have now 16 titles. This will be number 17.
Yeah, she had 3 already from the number 2 spot.
Yeah, again, getting back to that Pro-Am thing, what other sport can you go out and play with the best in the world? Face-to-face and sit on the bench and talk to them between shots. What a way to learn information.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And Wendy finally strikes all right. The crowd is happy to see that for her. You know, as we travel around, and we talked about Marianne having all the crowd support here, she gains that through her Pro-Ams, and she stays around and talks to the people. I have several people I've met, and actually they've invited me. I stay at their homes now if we go there. Now, Winnie and Larry Himmel in Alexandria, and Stephen Carm Donato in Delaware, and they keep inviting me back, and it's a wonderful thing to get to know people like this.
It really is. You know, and then you play in the Pro-Ams, you also get a bowling ball, most of these Pro-Ams, and in some cases, the entry fee is less than the price of a ball. So you get a bowling ball, you get to play with the best in the world, you get a chance to win the money, plus you get a chance to get instructions and have a good time. Wow. Sign me up, Jen. Where do I sign up?
And you'll get to see Fred Borden, because he's going to come bowl our Pro-Ams now. Okay, Wendy's finishing out. Finishes in second place, $5,000. Great performance. What a year for this lady so far, especially coming off of being Player and Bowler of the Year. Sometimes that pressure is hard to take the next year out. It's not affecting her.
She's got to be wore out. She's got to be a very tired lady, making that many telecasts in a row, bowling that many match plays. But, you know, she also gets some great incentive money from the bowling ball companies. And these ladies, the incentive is a big part of the income, not only the prize fund, but in some cases they get some real nice incentive when they make telecasts.
That's a good point, Fred, that's money that's not seen always in our finishing position.
Thank God for those ball companies, huh?
Now Leanne with a fine performance.
She can have a duplicate here, huh? She had 228. She had $9,000 here. When the people here are awful friendly, they've got a great group. And then every day, here she goes. There's no 228, 228. She says, no, I'm shooting 238. That was quite a game. She strikes here. She throws 9 strikes, 3 9-pin counts. Hit the pocket every time. They're one of our 300, Jan. That was the one. We just
That was
carry
good.
it.
Yep.
Boy, I'll tell you, what a surprise that the scores were a little lower today.
Bonus money was given out this week, $100 to every lady that rolled a 300 game. That was courtesy of Ted Bear and the Omaha Lancers. We appreciate that.
That's it. Performance by Leanne.
That.
Like and subscribe.